رمضان 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 يا حبيب رمضان.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new episode of your program, Ramadan is the month of change. This is now the midst of Ramadan. And one of the great acts of worship in Ramadan is the act of worship of giving charity, giving sadaqah. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a generous man, but his generosity reached the peak during the month of Ramadan. And that's why the Muslim also follow their Prophet's footsteps and being, alhamdulillah, so generous during the month of Ramadan. I'm very impressed and proud of all of you, Muslim around the world, how generous you are during the month of Ramadan. I go to so many fundraising, attended so many fundraisings, and every time I go, I'm impressed, surprised, pleasantly surprised by how generous our community is, how generous the Muslims are during the month of Ramadan. People give and give and give for the sake of Allah. All the masajid or organizations seek the help and the support of the Muslim community and the Muslims during the month of Ramadan. And alhamdulillah, people respond in a very positive manner. But I would like to speak about the sadaqah from a different perspective. Or in another word, when I talk about Ramadan as the month of change, what the change that I would like to see happening in myself and my brothers and sisters when it comes to the way they deal with sadaqah, the way they see the sadaqah. No doubt, a sadaqah and donation is a great act of worship in itself. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in this hadith reported by Imam Ahmad that Allah, when He created the mountains, and they were so great and huge, the angels said, Ya Allah, is mountains are the biggest and the greatest of your creation? He said, no. Then they said, what is it? The iron that exists in the roots of the mountains? Because basically it makes the mountains settle down. He said, no, it's not the mountains. They said, maybe the fire, because the fire melts the iron. Is it the fire? Allah said, no, it's not. What it could be? The angel said, is it the water? Because the water take away the fire. Allah said, no, it's not the water. And one narration, is it the wind that carry the water? No, it's not the wind. So which one of your creations is the greatest creation? Is the greatest thing? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, المؤمن يخفي صدقته فلا تعلم شماله ما أنفقت يمينه. It's the believing man or a believing woman who will give charity and will conceal it, that his left hand wouldn't know what his right hand is giving. This is the greatest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation. Because a sadaqah, it's a great act of worship in itself. Allah ordered His Prophet by saying, قُلْ لِعِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيَةً مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ يَوْمٌ لَا بَيْعٌ فِيهِ وَلَا خِلَالٌ. Tell my servants, Ya Muhammad, tell my servants to perform salah and to spend from what we provide them, in secret and in public, before the day of judgment comes. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا من طيبات ما كسبتم. O who you believe, give, donate, spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the pure provisions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have provided for you. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that there is no one of us In the day of judgment, Allah will speak to him directly with no translator. You will look at your right side, you only see your deeds. Left side, your deeds. You will basically look in front of you, see the hellfire ahead of you. And the Nabi Sallallahu at that point, what can protect you from the hellfire is your charity, even if it's a half a date. Ibn Umar radiallahu anh said, it was mentioned to me that deeds compete with each other. Which one is the one that loved the most by Allah? Then the charity would say, I'm the one who loved the most by Allah. Abu Dharr al-Ghifari said, As-Salah is the main pillar of Islam. Al-Jihad is the peak. And As-Sadaqah, this is the amazing, it's amazing act of worship. It's an amazing act of worship. It's shay'un ajib, shay'un ajib. As-Sadaqah is a treasure. No thief can reach it, and time will not destroy it. As-Sadaqah, it's one of the most important acts of worship and one of the most beloved deed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It takes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's anger away the same way the water takes away the fire. If this is the case, this is how I would like all of us to think about sadaqah when we see an opportunity to give. When we see and pass by, come across an opportunity to donate for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remembering that how valuable this act of worship is. Because sometimes we forget about that. And with this being said, we'll take a quick break and come back to talk about other aspects of sadaqah that I would like us to think about it, and maybe would change our perspective towards a sadaqah and make this act of worship something very active and something that we participate in it during this month more and more, inshallah ta'ala. So stay tuned and see you in a little bit.
Ramadan, 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 ya Habib, Ramadan, 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 ya Habib, Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to your program, Ramadan, the month of change. We are talking about the concept of sadaqah and charity. And one of the things that I would love from all of us to see whenever an opportunity comes in front of us to donate, that anytime you donate or anytime you give a sadaqah, you remember that al-fadl, the favor in giving, it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. You're not doing any favor to anyone by giving your charity. Even your zakah, when you give it, al-ulama rahimahullah said, az-zakat is the right of the poor people. So you don't feel like I'm doing a favor to the poor. It is his money. It is something obligatory upon you. And even in the charity, which is volunteer act, when you give it, you should have it framed this way. That you know what, when I give charity to someone and I give sadaqah to an organization or an orphan or a needy or a poor person, or paying a debt of someone, providing food to a hungry person, or providing medicine for someone looking for medical assistance, when I do any one of these acts of worship or act of charity, I should remember that I am basically not doing favor to him as much as that person doing favor to me. How's that? Because whatever you're doing, you are fixing their dunya. You're improving their livelihood. But they are, by accepting this sadaqah, by having this opportunity available for you, they are improving your akhirah. And which one is more valuable? The dunya or the akhirah? You're fixing their dunya and they are fixing your akhirah. When you start thinking about that, you will know that you need the sadaqah more than their need for the money. That's why Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah in the book of Al-Fitan, he mentioned the hadith, a day will come when people will not find anyone to take their sadaqah. Because that's part of losing part of your deen. That this act of worship you cannot practice it anymore. There's no one to take zakah. In this case, you're not happy, oh I save money. No, you're the one who lost. Because you lost the opportunity to get that great ajr. When Sufyan al-Thawri used to see someone at his door coming, knocking the door, asking for help, he would say, Marhaba, welcome to the one who comes to wash my sins away. That should be our attitude when we see someone solicited funds after Salah in your masjid, or an organization sending you an email or a letter asking for your help, or a poor person coming to you, or a relative coming to you for help. Be happy. Al-Fudayl ibn Iyad used to say, the people who are asking for help, they carry our reward all the way to the akhirah until they put it in our scales in the day of judgment. I wish that we see a sadaqah in that lens. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Baqarah, after أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وما تنفقوا من خير فلأنفسكم وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم وأنتم لا تظلمون. Whatever good you spend is for yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in this verse. It is for yourself. That's a very important concept to be in mind when we talk about sadaqah. Another thing that we should think about it when we talk about sadaqah, that a sadaqah is not about the amount that you give. A sadaqah could be with a lot or a little. Don't ever underestimate what you give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't say this is too little, what's going to change? Say maybe I'm donating $10 or 10 pounds, how this will change the situation in Syria. No, don't look at that way. Don't say what this coat, donating it, or this ring will make a difference in building a masjid. No, there is no such thing small or big when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't look at the size, He look at the taqwa behind it. That's why Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا. Don't ever underestimate anything of the good deeds, because Allah multiplied that. Ibn Umar radiallahu anh said, every good deeds you do, it will be multiplied by 10, except charity. It will start from 700 and up. مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم. الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is like a seed of grain which grow 7 spikes. In each spike is 100 grains, and Allah multiplies His reward for whom He wills. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encompassing and knowing. Those who spend their wealth for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they basically they will be no fear concerning them, nor will they grieve. So remember that. Shiq tamra, half a date, can protect you from the hellfire. Yahya ibn Mu'adh said, I don't know anything like sadaqah. A grain will be in the size of a mountain in your scale. Will be multiplied to be in the size of a mountain in your scale. So there is more to be said about as-sadaqah, because it's one of the most important acts of worship we do in Ramadan. So inshallah we'll continue our talk about sadaqah and what we need to change when it comes to how we view this beautiful act of worship. That will be inshallah the topic of our next episode. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
رمضان رمضان رمضان